beach soccer. And we hope that the All India Football Federation will give us the enough support to host the national event first and then qualifications. And I must congratulate once again the director of Singh Sports Ventures, none other than Suki. I think I have the privilege of calling you by your maiden name, Suki. That's how we call him. And that is how he's known all over India and especially in Goa. A wonderful initiative, Suki. On behalf of Goa Football Association, on behalf of the president, Mr. Churchill Alemão, it's my pleasant duty to share with you the good wishes that I bring from Mr. Churchill Alemão, the president, and he told me to share with you that he is all out with you and he will do everything to promote beach soccer in Goa, since we have one of the famous world beaches in Goa, and I'm sure we can have the events in Kalangut, in Baga, in Miramar, in Kolwa, so many beaches, and I'm sure this workshop for clubs and the coaches will give us some orientation, some guidelines, and I think we should think all on the same wavelength. Once again, welcome, and our good friend Ellington Andrade, bem-vindo a esse nosso workshop. Obrigado pela sua participação, and thank you, Suki, and you can proceed with this orientation workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez, for your kind words. And definitely, when we talk about any initiative, there has to be a lot of leadership, there has to be a lot of support and morale boosting, which I think since the time I've seen you at Goa Football Association, there's abundance of it. I do know that there are challenging times, especially with COVID impacting every industry, including the football industry. But having said that, the reason we are still going ahead and trying to do our best is essentially because we also see a lot of motivation coming in from your side, Joe. While GFA definitely is there, was there, but I think when we see people like you, I think it definitely motivates us to do more. So thank you for all the support. And also, sir, I do believe that my company is pretty much set up on the foundation of passion for the sport. And there are a lot of people who already are experts, who exemplify that passion, who are figureheads in their own regard, who are legends in their own regard. And one of them happens to be Bruno Coutinho. While obviously we know him for his football, and definitely, you know, he's a legend of Goa and India football. There's a close connection that Bruno has with beach soccer. So we definitely would want his remarks and a special address right now. So Mr. Bruno Coutinho, if you can just unmute yourself and address the gathering in this workshop, it will be our privilege.
Yeah, thanks, Suki. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Bruno, please.
Yeah. Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon, Jovid Bab.
Good afternoon.
And, everybody who is listening to this meeting for us. Indeed, it's a big honor for us that Sukhwinder, we call him Suki, who has come forward with the help of GFA to do something for beach soccer. It has been for years we've been trying to do something. Me, Gavin, Anthony, Presley, even Remy, we were trying to do something for beach soccer. Now, at present, Suki has come forward and we have no issues. And GFA, being the current body of Goa Football Association, what he is doing a lovely job for us. And Jovid Bab, who is helping us in all the things. As for me, what I am in Sports Authority of Goa, I'll be doing what I can do with beach soccer. Today being the first day of this meeting, which nobody has done like this kind of thing, it's a privilege for Suki and for his team to do a wonderful job. Now we can come to the beach soccer that in 2007, we had just one camp which was organized by All India Football Federation to do something. And in that camp, Suki was the one who has helped us in doing, he has helped us in giving the kit for us to go as a pre-World Cup team in Dubai. First time we have landed in Dubai playing against Star Wars UAE. We lost 6-2, but it was not an issue. But we got a round of applause from UAE for playing a wonderful beach soccer against them. First 2 periods, we were 2-2. The last period, it was 12 minutes, we were 6-2 because one penalty and the full scenario changed in that beach soccer. Because UAE and Japan had qualified for the pre-World Cup that year in 2007. Second game we played against Japan, we lost 4-3. Again, the coach gave us a good hand for us. But the last game we played against China, we drew 1-1, but in tiebreaker we were out. But it's not an issue. The second year in 2009, we went for beach games in Bali. Our confidence was moral high over there. But in beach soccer, a silly mistake, you are out. But overall, the performance was really good in Bali also. But can't say you need privilege, you need opportunities, you need other things also. But now at present, I can say only we have Suki who is come in collaboration with GFA to do us the beach soccer. We have wonderful beaches in Goa. We have Goa Beach, we have Kalangot Beach, we have Miramar Beach. We can work out a plan doing a lot of things. We can have a 16 team tournament in Kolwa. We can do it in Ilias side. We can do it in Bade side also. The main championship, we can decide with GFA, we can decide with Suki where we can have the championship. That's a wonderful. But to develop, see, as a player, we, as I was playing with Salonkas from young age, we are doing beach soccer, beach practice. Pre-season training was beach training. We can do that with the under 18 league or under 16 league with girls, boys, and everything. Because I think so, Uzbekistan, when I had gone for one seminar in Kalakutra in Sri Lanka for the beach soccer, AFC was very happy with the concerned thing. They said Uzbekistan is doing a league system for the girls team, the boys team, and then they have the main championship. So why can't we Goa being the powerhouse of beaches in Goa, powerhouse of football, why can't we do that and start a youth league, everything in Goa where the football develops? Because football is come from the beaches only. Because we can see the players playing on the beach with a small ground, even the veterans 60 plus playing on Miramar Beach. See, that's one thing I think so. It's a wonderful thing. And we have a team with us, Gavin, Presley, Anthony. We have a team of beach soccer who can organize. And for past 12 years, we've been organizing this beach soccer corporate tournaments. And we have a round of applause from these corporate tournaments, which we organize with the help of Suki. See, that's wonderful thing. If anything is there, I can be a part in this with the help of me, Suki, Gavin. We can do wonderful things. Suki, I think so. I have said much things, but whatever is there, I am there always with you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bruno Coutinho. Obviously, you're a big name, and for us to have you in this gathering and also kind of hear from you about your commitment to beach soccer, I think is phenomenal. And as I said, my connection started with beach soccer, and the incident that you are talking about in 2007. I had just joined the All India Football Federation. At that time, I had a Goan boss, Alberto Colasso, and who came in and said, we have to organize certain things. Can you help and all of that? So I was transitioning from Nike to All India Football Federation. At that time, I was more than happy to do anything that could support football. And then opportunity came to do something for beach football. And this is where the paperwork, the kitting, and anything and everything that was required with a small little team that we had, the federation, I think we tried doing it. At that time, friends, I never imagined that Goa would become my home, and definitely a privilege where it's the state of football, and my passion happens to be football. And it's been 5 years I'm here. And one thing that time and again came and motivated me was again the fact that every time I went to the beach, I could see the open spaces, healthy environment, as well as a lot of passion amongst the youth to play beach soccer. In that process, I got to know Mr. Bruno Coutinho a lot better. I made friends with Gavin, Anthony, and learned a lot more about beach soccer. So when I was with FC Goa, the whole idea was essentially to bring in the CIS Soccer Fest. in Goa, but we wanted to do at the beach. So that time again, beach soccer kept it remained connected with me in some or the other reason. And now when we're looking at maybe as a company for doing something which definitely would be significant, a lot more impactful, we do believe beach soccer is the thing that we want to do. And our confidence essentially is coming in not because only what we want to do, but it's because people at GFA, it's because people like Bruno as well as the Sports Authority of Goa. We've been in touch with the Department of Tourism. We've had a couple of rounds of discussion already. The beaches belong to them. Without them, we won't be able to do anything. Plus, from a tourism point of view, we want them to take beach soccer a lot more seriously. So we would be going back to them asking for support. And also talking about Goa and beach soccer, there's a very interesting divine way of things getting connected in football. And in 2015, when I was with FC Goa, I had the privilege of being their CEO and being working very closely with likes of Zico as well as the other international players. And Ellington was one player. My memory goes back, and now because Mrs. Andrade is also with Ellington, I remember they being so cautious about their fitness. And while we've seen Ellington playing, you haven't seen Mrs. Andrade also playing. She obviously has great ball control. My memories go back to that time, and over a period of years, obviously when Ellington shifted base, and then we see him emerging, as the World Cup winner. And also to mention that Ellington has been voted and awarded as the top goalkeeper in the world for 3 times, 3 years, which I think is massive. And then when we were talking about and thinking about beach soccer, we said while we definitely have people at the grassroots, people who are legends in their own regard in Goa, we definitely need to reach out to a friend like Ellington. So Ellington, welcome to the workshop on Goa Beach Soccer. We extended an invitation to him, and he very gracefully and graciously accepted. And you are our special guest in this particular session. So we will just move over to you, Ellington, and try to get your thoughts about your experiences as a world top player in beach soccer, your understanding of the game, and your memories as well as your hopes for Goa Beach Soccer.
Hello guys. This moment my wife translated for me because my English know very well. Okay, I speak Portuguese and my wife translate for everybody. Ok? Tenho 26 anos de carreira.
Nossa, vou traduzir. Vamos falar o que a gente falou. Senão não vou conversar. Senão vai ser horrível. Eu não vou conseguir traduzir.
Vou falar um pouquinho. Então, eu tenho 26 anos de carreira, sendo 21 anos de futebol de campo e 5 anos de futebol de praia.
He's saying that he has a long career in soccer and in beach soccer just 5 years.
No futebol de campo, o Olympique de Marselha foi a maior oportunidade, né, com 4 Champions League.
He had a great opportunity in Olympique de Marseille for 3 years. I think you already know that.
Possibilidade de jogar Champions League.
He played on Champions League for 3 times or 4 times? 4 times in Champions League also.
E depois fiz a transição para o futebol de praia.
And in 2015 he started to play in beach soccer.
Ainda consegui ter a felicidade em conciliar com o futebol de campo, onde conheci Goa.
And he knew Goa in 2015 also, and had this great experience being there. I was also there, and we were very well received by Goa citizens. It was a great, beautiful experience for us as a couple, in sport and everything. It was very, very nice.
E dentro do futebol de praia, graças a Deus, tenho números incríveis coletivamente e individualmente.
And his experience in beach soccer, I think you already know. He has good titles, and 3 times he won the best goalkeeper, worldwide goalkeeper, and a lot of another titles. And
E também dentro da minha mentalidade, e assim é o que eu espero poder passar dentro do projeto, é a oportunidade de trabalhar muito, sempre trabalhar muito, independente do que esteja por vir.
He's saying about his experience with his efforts on sport. You know, it doesn't matter if he's playing in soccer or in beach soccer, he's always trying to do his best. And talking a little bit about this project, he would like to say that he believes so much in this project. He's very glad, he's very thankful for your invitation, and will be very good for him to be ambassador. And so he will do his best to help you to promote these events around the world with a Beach Soccer Worldwide Organization. Yes, WW, I think you guys know this organization. It's the main organization in beach soccer in the world. So, you know, I think he'll do the best to help you in this case.
Tenho meu momento de família, tenho meu momento de lazer, mas dentro da minha posição goleiro, profissão atleta de futebol, 100% profissional e 100% exigente. E é uma exigência para conseguirmos chegar a ser número 1.
He's always trying to be the #1 in everything he's doing in his life. So with this project, it will be the same. He will try to do his best to do everything he can for this project.
Dentro das perguntas que o Suki colocou para mim também, queria destacar grande momento vivido em Goa.
Suki asked Arlington to talk a little bit about the experience in Goa, and he would like to remember a great moment that he lived in Goa.
Fui surpreendido por tudo que vivi no futebol. Confesso que não esperava a atmosfera dentro do estádio.
He was very surprised about the football, the soccer in Goa. He was not expecting that. The atmosphere, the citizens, everybody, you know, together, and was very, very nice experience.
E é por isso que eu tenho muita esperança e muita confiança que o projeto tem tudo para dar certo, até pelo que o povo transmite para o esporte.
He believes that this project, your project, has a lot of potential to be a good project because of this, you know, this feeling, this behavior of Goa citizens. It's an atmosphere of winners, of happiness and everything.
O beach soccer, infelizmente, ainda não é uma modalidade profissional.
Unfortunately, the beach soccer is not a professional modality yet, a professional sport yet.
E podemos falar em cima disso que acaba sendo uma modalidade evento.
And for this reason, the beach soccer it's almost around events. There is not a schedule, there is not a lot of championships. We have events.
E dentro disso, assim como me foi perguntado, acredito sim na valorização do turismo local. Até porque é uma modalidade preciosa, né, que todo mundo se encanta, na praia. Então, quem não quer aproveitar a praia e um final de tarde podendo ter grandes jogos?
So he thinks it's a great opportunity to have this tourism in Goa because A beach soccer event is like, invite people to be together and watch the games and have the beaches and all this atmosphere. It's very nice. So that has everything to be good for the local tourism.
Acredito que tenha sido mais ou menos isso dentro das perguntas que o Suki me passou. Esperamos que a pandemia passe o mais rápido possível para que possamos estar juntos e concretizando o projeto.
And I think that's it. If you have any other questions, he is here to answer you. But we hope that this coronavirus lasts not more, and we can be together soon in Goa. He will be waiting for that.
E para finalizar, além de atleta da seleção portuguesa, hoje também tenho a função de representar a marca Flamengo no Brasil e no mundo.
And he would like to say that he is representing the Portuguese national team right now, but he's also representing the Flamengo's beach soccer team in Brazil. So it's important information for you, I think.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Obrigado, Ellington. Thank you so much. I think what you see on the screen, I wish we had a physical workshop that all football people, I know they love to kind of be together, see their teammates and members face to face. But the times are difficult. But having said that, I think your participation along with everybody that I see on the screen is very, very important, just to kind of give us that bit of direction, advice, certain bit of experience that you can share. And also, I think you achieved a lot with your football career. So that also is a big source of inspiration. So thank you for all your support. And I do remember we were having a chat, and it's you are not only looking at just coming in for the appearance sake. You told us that you will be integrated and become a part of the project. So thank you so much for that, and hoping that everybody kind of involved in the project can get to learn a lot from you also. And while we now go into more of a formal presentation, I would like to recognize a few people who I can see on the screen. Definitely people who are very, very important to the football industry. We have the development officer of All India Football Federation, Genevieve Colasso. I've known this lady for a long, long time, but I think my expectation from Goans is very, very high. And I'll also kind of guarantee that as a non-Goan, but who's now turning into a Goan, I will also not leave any stone unturned to make this project successful. But having said that, thank you, Genevieve. And I definitely see Fausto. Good to see you, who has so much of experience and learnings that we can share. Denzel Franco, colleague and obviously a good friend. I think we are trying to build something that is for a long term. So we definitely need all your support. Now I'll quickly move into a little bit of overview that I want to share. And then inside the technical details, I think I'll request Gavin Araujo then to take over from there. So yeah, on the screen we have Ellington, who just made an address. I'm just trying to set up the presentation. Give me 1 minute. If somebody can let me know if the screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now getting into a little bit of detailing, let me put a big disclaimer over here, all my friends, that I have done a lot of research in last 5 years around beach soccer. All my findings, observation, definitely I've shared with a lot of friends and tried kind of I tried making it as factual as possible, but do pardon me and do accommodate with me if there are certain elements which you feel are not in perfect spaces. Having said that, we still are, really developing the project. And this workshop, the intention is while we share the larger outline, we also need to work a lot on the finer points. Having said that, what I have seen of beach soccer in Goa is not only these kids that you see on the screen, and this is a recent photo from Miramar. And every time, be it the beaches of Miramar or Karansalem, you take a walk and you have these kids really going out and playing football and really enjoying it. And for all of us who've been connected with the sport so passionately, I know we do believe that this is the emotion that we work for. Now, as a player, as a coach, as a professional, we definitely go out and do certain things. But this is what definitely brings us together, the whole joy and the passion of it. This is what I've seen on beaches of Goa, and this is one imagery that is stuck in my mind. The other imagery, obviously, when you talk about a legend like Manohar Parrikar, somebody who went out and loved so much football so much that he designated Goa state as the footballing state. In his memory, as a tribute to him, and who also in 2013 is seen kicking this ball for an event which I think all of you know. I think he's already kind of created so much of inspiration, and thanks to him, the councils like GFDC are up, and hopefully somewhere or the other we'll definitely go back to them and work with them to help us in building this particular model. But when I see of Goa, when I see of these images, I believe that Goa loves football, and to a great extent we also live football, and particularly the beach side of it, because we have the access to these wonderful beaches. When we talk about Goa Beach Soccer, my friends, I definitely believe it's going to be the passion around beach soccer that would be the central part to the entire project. Having said that, every time I go to the beach, I do believe that there is a massive concern of cleanliness of the beaches. As locals, we do know that tourism brings in great bit of value in terms of business, but also brings in lot of dirt, pollution, and in Hindi we call a word called kachra. And this is what pains me. Somewhere or the other, I believe if we go out and put the model of beach soccer on the beaches of Goa, I think we also have a responsibility to go out and do something extra to make these beaches clean. I keep on giving an example that if we go out and set up a football pitch on a beach, I can guarantee that 100 meters radius around it will be clean, because the communities would be playing there, the kids would go out and play there. You won't find a beer bottle, you won't find cigarette butts, you won't find plastic bottle, because it will be pretty much the space where everybody is going every day. So it would be clean. Health and fitness is the clarion call of the Union government and Prime Minister Modi. Somewhere or the other, the Fit India campaign cannot be personified better than on a beach. Today, if I go, even in these testing times, people are going out to the beaches and doing the fitness works. All the professional footballers who can't go out and train on football pitches, they are taking onto the beaches. There are a lot of fitness programs, including Sulin Karmakar and all these guys who are taking onto the beach. I think at Goa, we have a massive opportunity to convert our beaches into fitness spaces, rather than just kind of opening it up and giving it away and seeing them getting dirty. I think we can use them as fitness spaces. With beach football, I think it's a great way of being fit, being healthy, and this is where we want to integrate ourselves into the Fit India program. Time and again, I've been trying to understand the Goa tourism scenario. Yes, it is important industry, just like mining, but somewhere or the other, there has to be sustainability of it. I keep on telling all my Goan friends that if we do not retain the beauty of Goa, the tourists won't be interested in coming to Goa. And if we don't really take care of it next 5 to 10 years, my worry is that somewhere or the other, we might lose the charm of Goa. Having said that, beach soccer can definitely play a very important role. Ellington mentioned already that a lot of beach soccer is around events. Somewhere or the other, when we are looking at our project, it definitely is going to be grassroots up towards elite events. But if we get these events in, if we kind of get interest of a lot of people from outside Goa, outside India, to come and participate in our initiatives, I think over a period of 3 to 5 years, we can definitely build a very formidable beach soccer property which interests a lot of people across the world, and this definitely can lead to some bit of sports tourism, and this is where we want to work with the Department of Tourism very closely. As I said, for us, what is important to really look at social cause wherever we go. The whole idea essentially would be to really join the local groups and activists who are committed to cleaning of the beaches and get our beaches cleaned up. Thankfully, beach soccer doesn't require a lot of investment in elaborate infrastructure. Having said that, the cleanliness is something which is the least we can do. We definitely would want to start off with a campaign called Clean and Pick. It essentially goes to the same places and makes ourselves visible who are going to go out and play football and beach soccer at that location to clean up those beaches. And we will definitely have a lot of support coming in, including people like Varun Karwalia, who are very strong activists around that particular front. We definitely will take that help. As I said, the reason this today's workshop is being scheduled is to kind of create a lot of knowledge and a lot of information that would be important for the project. Going forward, we definitely are looking up at Goa Football Association as well as All India Football Federation to support us with coaching, refereeing, and administrative workshops. We need those skills, we need that information and knowledge to be a good project. So this is where we definitely would want to build a project ground level to up. Largely, I want to see a pyramid that takes shape. At the base of the pyramid, we definitely have about 8,000 kids, 8,000 youth who are playing beach soccer in a very unorganized way. You go to Kolwa, you go to Ashram, you go to Kankona, you definitely believe that there are a lot of people who are just stepping out and playing for the recreation sake, for the sake of their passion. Somewhere or the other, there is no structure, no organization. And this is where, along with all the friends that we have on this group, I think we would want to kind of work on that. Then go into a qualifier. This is year one that we are talking about. Go into a 3-location qualifier. And this is where, again, we will need a lot of support and information and guidance from on ground. But having said that, I've been working with people like Devin, Bruno, Fabian from North Goa to kind of really get information on that. And these, again, are the people which Goa Football Association trusts that they are good people to kind of work with. People like Kaitan, who definitely have been very good coaches, Pinyo that is. I think we keep on going back to them to kind of learn more about how it could be done. From there on, we definitely need an elite competition at one point of time. So can we go out and create an elite Goa Beach Soccer finals with 16 teams, where we go out and showcase what beach soccer is in its true form. And these are the teams, by the way, along with GFA, under the GFA ages, they definitely would be participating in the qualifiers, and then from there on moving into the Goa finals. Can we go out and find those top 10 players which can really replicate what our team, the Indian national football beach soccer team, did in 2007? Since then, I don't think we have gone out and participated in any of the international events. I know football, All India Football Federation definitely would love to kind of go out and put in an entry for India. But having said that, I think it is Goa's responsibility to create that team. 2007, the entire contingent was born, and let's also understand that this is an opportunity for us to go out and create that Indian team for All India Football Federation from our side. Definitely a little bit of work, but if we can go out and find those 10 players, I think we definitely create the Indian national team. And out of that, my belief is, having seen a lot of kids playing football, from a very young age on the beaches, and Ellington would definitely agree with me, Bruno definitely would agree with me, that the format of 11-a-side football is a little different than the beach soccer format. Beach soccer requires a little more of individual skills also. And I do believe that there are a lot of kids out there who are playing football for fun, who are expressing themselves the way they need to express themselves. They are very creative players and physically strong, because maybe some of them are off-counters living on the coast, and then definitely they have the strength. I think we can find that one boy at a very young age, 17 years, 18 years, who can go out and kind of do something at an international level. At that time, we'll need support of Ellington, we'll need support of our partner club in Spain, that is Palamos CF in Barcelona. And we have friends who are actually Goans and living in Portugal. who definitely would like to open up opportunities for that one player who can go out and get the right kind of training and exposure, and really kind of become very competitive. So while we are waiting for Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, while we are waiting for Vandar Rao Desai, Brendan Fernandes to go out and play at the highest level in the world, in beach soccer also, I do have ambitions with this pyramid that we will be able to find that one player who could be supported and who could definitely do well in international football. We definitely are looking at a long-term legacy. We spoke about education and awareness, which is through workshops like this, which is through guidance of GFA as well as All India Football Federation in refereeing, coaching, and administration. We wanted to create the success part for that one boy to start off with the 8,000 kids playing soccer, beach soccer, and then moving into competition and then going out and becoming that best player in the country. And that's the pathway definitely is important for any sport to kind of grow. And alongside, we definitely are talking to the Department of Tourism as well as Sports Authority of Goa to help us to develop certain infrastructure. The goalpost that you see is a sample picture of what can happen across 52 different different locations which are on the coast in Goa. There are about 100 spots where we can go out and install infrastructure like this. And if we have that, as I said, we are not going to only go out and promote fitness, we will promote cleanliness. And somewhere or the other, when tourists come to India and tourists come to Goa, when they see that Goa is a footballing state, but without any football imagery around it, when they come to the beaches, they need to see these football goalposts. We go to Copacabana today in Rio, and there are hundreds of these beaches kind of sprinkled all over Copacabana at that particular stretch. Why can't we do that on Miramar? Why can't we do that in Calangute? Why can't we do it in Kolwa? So this is something where we would believe that we would need to leave a legacy behind, not only the 3 locations where we compete, but also then these are very cheap and very cost effective mediums of promoting beach soccer. We want to kind of do that infrastructure development. Once we do that, we'll have more number of players and a massive pool that is going to play beach soccer. Another thing, we haven't promoted enough awareness around what the real beach soccer is. Right now, it's just a very disorganized way of playing where you put 2 stones, 2 slippers, 2 boots, and then go out and play. But again, people like Devin and other coaches, I think they have a massive responsibility to go out and bring in the format so that we start playing that and we start improving in that so that we can play better for the country as well as create players for competitive leagues abroad. So this is essentially the legacy plan. We definitely can't do without any of these key stakeholders. People tell me that Goa takes a lot of time. Things are very difficult to be done in Goa. And to an extent, I agree. Goa has a different nature, different character, and different way of working. We are not in a hurry. We have already invested about 5 years thinking about it. We are investing a lot more of money, efforts, as well as time. Even if it takes next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, we are not in a hurry. We will build it the right way. And thankfully, we have convinced a lot of people in these organizations to really help us and support us for the right reasons. And as I said, the relationships that we've cultivated over a period of time with all these organizations is going to be very important. One mention that I definitely want to put over here is the Spanish and Portuguese clubs that are ready to support us. One in consideration is the Palamos CF club, which is more than happy to support us to provide full scholarship for players who are promising at the age of 18, 19 and who need that bit of training even in Spain. They will handle their accommodation, they will handle their meals, they will handle their training, they will handle their education for us to see 1 or 2 boys kind of going out and growing. So this is definitely very important for us. The marketing media, like it or not, we are very purist, we are football passionate people, but somewhere or the other, to really lift the project, we need to be talking about it. We need to take help from people and our friends in TV, print, digital, PR, and all these marketing constituencies. So this is where we definitely have a plan. Amongst us right now on the screen, we've already kind of gotten one intern who essentially is from Goa and who's done his sports management. He'll be coming on board and really trying to kind of drive it and be responsible for all these functions. Sponsorship and support is something that we are working on. we have an initial seed capital that we'll be putting in from our company side, but to kind of really kind of go out and leverage all the opportunities and possibilities that we've spoken about, we'll be floating our sponsorship proposals out there. Things definitely are very tough, but I think this is a great time to go out and build what we really love to build. And over a period of time, when the market and the business world opens up, I think we'll be ready to offer them something which is incredible value in Goa. Brand integration samples. There's a brand called Kokuleni right here, which is into eyewear, and we've been able to integrate them into our beach soccer project. And they are launching, and they have launched actually a beach eyewear kind of brand. So along with beach soccer, they would want to promote their beach eyewear soccer. So this is essentially a little bit of sample for you to understand that beach soccer definitely have many integration opportunities for a principal partner or a supporting partner or a co-sponsor, and we definitely are looking at exploiting all of that. Having said that, now I would request our friend Mr. Gavin Araujo to get in and take on the technical and on the organization presentation from this side. We have a hand being raised by Winston Miranda. Winston, if you can take your query at the end of Gavin's presentation, we'll really appreciate that. And I'm sure at that time there'll be quite a few remarks that we'll have for this particular. But to make it complete, I think Gavin Araujo definitely need to go through this particular presentation. Gavin, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, Gavin, to me you are very, very clear.
Okay. Okay.
Can I go to the next slide?
Let me go to the first slide. Yeah. Okay. A very good afternoon to everyone. Once again, I would like to especially thank the Goa Football Association and Singh Sports Ventures for having a vision for beach soccer going forward, which we were lacking in last 12 years. I would also like to thank Mr.
Gavin, unmute yourself, please.
I would also like to thank our beach soccer Indian coach, Mr. Bruno Coutinho. I would also like to thank Mr. Anthony Pereira, our then captain, for both the international tournaments. I, along with my colleague Presley Pereira, have put up this presentation for you to have an understanding of the organizational part, the technical part, and the final tournament organization, how it will work. So the highest governing body for beach soccer all over the world is FIFA. So that means we need to be under the umbrella of the Goa Football Association. And I'm once again thankful to them for actually supporting us for the last 12-13 years. The names for beach soccer, we have various names like beach football, beach footy, and we have the names in other languages as well. The first official game of beach soccer was played in the year 1992 in US, Los Angeles, US. FIFA event, the last big event for FIFA was the World Cup in Paraguay, 2019, November, December. The current champions are Portugal, and Ellington we have over here is a member of their side. The second, third, and fourth positions in the last World Cup were held by Italy, Russia, and Japan, respectively. And we will touch on Japan on many points. Going forward, we will understand why. The Asian Beach Soccer Championship last held was in Thailand. The current Asian are Japan. Again, they finished fourth in the last World Cup, and in Asia they are ranked number 1. They have 3 titles in AFC already. So can we go to the next slide? Yes, thank you. In Asian beach soccer, the first big tournament was held in 2006. If you consider the AFC region, there are currently 15 countries participating in Asia as of 2019. Again, as we go forward, you'll understand why we are touching in all these subjects. Current champions, again, as I said, is Japan. They have 3 titles, and the most successful team in Asia is Japan, if you connect it to the whole world. Next slide, sir. Yeah, these are the 2 Indian contingents which represented India at the World Cup qualifying in Dubai in 2007. And in the below picture, the contingent which represented India at the first Asian Beach Games at Bali in 2008. So these are the only 2 teams which have represented India at the World Cups and the first Asian Beach Games. Following which, in the last 12 years, India has not represented at any World Championships or the Asian Championships. Next slide, sir. Yeah, so I'm trying to connect Japan and other big countries where India actually went head to head with them. Again, Japan, you heard Bruno talking, they only went out 3-4. We lost to Japan in World Cup qualifying in 2007. We had even better story with China in the first Asian Beach Games, where we led China in all the 3 periods, that 3 halves, by 1-0, and China came back only in the last period, in the last 12 seconds to make it 1-1. We went on to play the extra time and only went out in the penalties. In the beach soccer, even in the group stages, there are tiebreakers. And so that was a group stage and we had to go to tiebreaker. So you could understand where we actually competed quite well at the Asian level. Even Iran, we went out 7-4. And with Malaysia, 5-4. For a period, it was 4-4 until Malaysia went on to win 5-4. So if you connect all the dots, you can see that we were not very far behind 12, 13 years ago. And again, I'm thankful to GFA and Singh Sports Ventures for having a vision to get back to where we were 13 years ago and even go forward and maybe qualify for the World Cup and perform well at the Asian level. I'm very thankful to them for, I know what tournament we want to see in future is not only the tournament, it will go forward and we will organize conferences and workshop like for the coaches and for the match officials. So you will see we can even represent at that level. If you see the next slide. Yeah, here we can see the GFA annual events. From 2007, we started organizing annual events in Goa. That was beach soccer along with the GFA. After tying up with various sponsors, around 7-8 years, every year we had events with GFA. Where it was one of an event where 2 days the clubs would come together, we have a tournament and we forget about it. The biggest tournament we had was with Transstadia. Transstadia had the rights for beach soccer that time in 2013. And they had a big tournament where there were teams from outside Goa as well. It happened on beach of Kalangu in 2013, where we had 64 teams, and the final winners actually were from Kerala. So that was the biggest we had. Then we cannot hit a dry space where there were no tournaments organized at that level. But from 2015 till now, CII kind of took over from us. and they organize tournaments of grassroots as well as the corporate sector, where we could see the corporate companies taking part. And till December 2019 was the last CII organized for grassroots and the corporate sector. So again, coming back now, now the vision is taking forward by Singh Sports Ventures and GFA to show us a way forward to get up to the next level. Here you can see, I can share you the slides where AFC has 3 slots for if you want to qualify for the main World Cup. And as officials as well, if we qualify ourselves as officials, there are 4 spots for officials from AFC. So this is our target, as Mr. Sukhinder Singh is sharing with you. This is where we want to go. We want to be part of, we want to be India, the part of 3 slots, and to represent at the World Cup qualifying. And by organizing seminars for the officials, that is the technical coaches and of match officials, we also want them to be a part of where there are 4 spots they can qualify themselves and to be a part of the main World Cup of beach soccer. So this is what our target is, and the vision of GFA and Mr. Sukhinder Singh, where they want to take us, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. And I will give 100% along with all my other colleagues that we want to see this happening in the next 5 years, where we qualify for the main World Cup and one of our officials being there in the main World Cup. Now I would like to bring in my colleague Presley Pereira. He will share the future slides where he will touch on all the technical aspects of the beach soccer as well as the tournament where we are planning to have in November. Presley, please come in, and thank you very much for listening and listening to me right now. And Presley will take over from me from here. Next slide.
Hi,
sir.
good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, Presley.
Okay. Good afternoon, all. And I would like to thank all the coaches who have joined us for this workshop on beach football. Let me touch on the rules, the key rules which are in the game of beach football. As you can see on your screens, the field, which is 37 by 28 meters. And this field criteria gives us an example that beach football is a fast and intense sport. So this fast and intense sport is likable by children. So it's very easy and very nice to implement this for the kids to start with. As you can see, in beach football, it's mostly on sand, and you have a penalty area which is 9 meters away from the goal. This penalty area is marked by yellow flags on both the sides, and this penalty area also acts as a goalkeeper's area. Then if you see, there is a center line which is marked by red flags. This center line, we have to take it as an imaginary line from where the game kicks off or restarts. Moving forward, we have the goal, and the goals in beach football should be contrasting to the sand color. So mostly you will see the goals which are fluorescent yellow, and the measurements will be the height will be 2.2 meters and the width will be 5.5 meters. And another important equipment in beach football is the ball. The ball is 50 grams lesser than a normal football. And the inflation you can see is 0.4 to 0.6 atmosphere seaside. Moving on to the next key regulation is the players. We have 5 players, and these 5 players has to be on the field any time of the 3 periods. These 5 players also include the goalkeeper. And mind you, if he the number of players goes down to less than 3 players, then the match is forfeited. Like how in football it is 7 and below. Then going on to the subs, in an international match or a national match, you have 5 substitutes on the bench. From there, you can have unlimited rotation of substitutes. But in a tournament like ours, which the Singh Sports Ventures and GFA has started with, you can have 7. Depends on the competitors, the competition organizers. The next point we are going to go forward is the match duration. Unlike in football, this match duration in beach football is of 3 periods. A period consists of 12 minutes, and after 12 minutes, we get a 3-minute interval break or a water break. If this match persists for the whole 3 periods of 12 minutes and it ends in a draw, another 3 minutes extra time is awarded or given to the team. And still, if this goes on and the scores are still level, you have the sudden death, like how Gavin just mentioned. You go in a sudden death, it's unlike football, it's straight sudden death from kick number 1. Another interesting aspect in this beach football is the 4-second rule. A 4-second rule is applicable to the goalkeeper. If he catches the ball, within 4 seconds, he has to deliver the ball. A corner kick has 4 seconds. A throw-in has 4 seconds. A penalty kick has 4 seconds. So it's a 4-second rule. And this is shown by the referee by raising his hands and just counting with his fingers so as everybody could see. Suki, the next slide, please. The next rule I will touch upon is the officials. We have 4 referees in a beach football. We got 2 on the field, minding 1 half each. An assistant referee who acts as a 4th referee in a proper football match for dealing in substitutions, and a timekeeper who has an acoustic signal assisting him along with the referee whistle. Another interesting rule in a beach football match is a red card. A red carded player in beach football can be replaced, but after 2 minutes. Still, there's another waiver for this rule. If a goal is conceded by this punishable player, then the team can bring in a player and square the players up. Only if it concedes a goal within those 2 minutes. And for free kicks and penalties, if you see on your right hand screen, on the right hand side, on the top one, you have a defending half free kick. If you win a free kick in your own half, that is how the other players will stand. It forms like a cone shape from the corner flag to the other corner flag. And the free kick is between the taker and the goalkeeper. Now, this free kick can only be taken by the player who has suffered a fall. But if it's a handball, any of the 4 players can come in. For penalties, penalties are awarded only for the falls in the penalty area. In my initial message, I just said the penalty area is marked with yellow flags. The 9 meters area, the goalkeeper's area. So if a penalty is awarded, it is for a fall in that particular area. There is an option for throwing. You can throw or you can kick it. And you cannot score from a penalty, from a throwing or a kicking. The other rules which are covered in beach footballs are teams. If you get a ball, you cannot keep possession of your ball in the penalty area more than 4 seconds. This happened to us. I was very fortunate to be a part of the Indian beach football team in Dubai and Bali, along with Coach Bruno, Gavin, Anthony Pereira, Dominic Pereira. It happened to us, for me particularly, I held the ball in the area for 4 seconds and I was not aware because of the crowd and all, and it was a direct free kick from the penalty. So these rules just make up one part of it, but we still go on. A back pass is allowed in beach football, but only once. Unlike in regular football, a back pass is allowed, but only once to the goalkeeper. Next slide, please. Now, let's go to the build-up. For all these workshops, we have a build-up set in place, the structure of how this venture will work, proposed by Singh Sports Ventures and GFA. The beach soccer orientation seminar will be proposed in 3 different locations, which will be the venue for qualifying rounds. So the qualifiers will be held in Kalangut Beach, North Goa, Miramar Beach as a central zone in Panjim, and Kolwa in the south as the south zone. Now, along with the village panchayat and city corporation, this will be hosted. Without their cooperation, I believe we will be stuck anywhere in the middle. So these 3 qualifiers will be held at 3 locations over 2 days each. So it will be mostly on the weekend, where 2 days will take a minimum. So the top 4 teams of each of the qualifiers will be progressing to the final round. And if you just see, if it's 4 teams, the 4 teams will give you 3 teams on the 3 groups. So 4 into 3 will be 12 teams. The rest for 4 spots will be given to state teams outside Goa. So it will be a national tournament. So that will be Maharashtra, Kerala, Odisha, and Tamil Nadu. And this, mind you, will be done by invitation only to their respective associations. We had in Kalangut, and I was a part of it, where Chief Minister, late Chief Minister, Mr. Manohar Parrikar was the chief guest, and I, along with Gavin, Bruno, we had a lot of job done there, and it was a massive success with 64 teams participating. Now, to have this beach football on the proper scale, on national scale, alongside with it, Singh Sports Ventures and GFA, along with the tourism department, will have an art festival, which will be created art from waste. And this will promote alongside our event. Yeah, next. Now, the objectives. What are the objectives when we have this competition and the organization? So let me get on to that. The final round of this competition will be held at Miramar, Panjim, which I earlier mentioned, with 16 teams, as it is a central zone. A final selection of the participating teams will be done, and a team will be selected to represent the Indian beach soccer. And these two will be provided opportunities for exposure trips for international team competition. And there is also an opportunity to travel abroad for training, exposure trips, team building, and etc. So, my friends, this is what it is. This competition will give us as Indians, as Goans, to represent it on a very large scale. The organization of this competition in period-wise, weekend 1 will be the first qualifier of 16 teams, weekend 2 will be the second qualifier of 8 teams, and the midweek will be the third qualifier of 4 teams. And then will proceed to the final round as weekend 3. Now, on the format and regulation side, the regulations will be adhered by the FIFA Beach Soccer rules. We will be following the FIFA Beach Soccer rules. Genuine beach soccer footballs and equipment will be used. And footballs will also be provided to the teams which are participating, the 16 teams which are participating. And onto the format will be knockout for the qualifiers and a league come playoff for the final rounds. Next, okay. Now, the manner of which this competition or this project will be conducted, the tournament committee will be constituted with members from all stakeholder groups. We have to take into consideration all the stakeholders involved in this project. Goa Football Association will assist us in inviting applications from the village teams. So in this manner, whole of the Goa will be covered. Teams will be finalized, mind you, on the first come, first serve basis. So if it's 16 teams, the VHY teams will be in. Regulation pertaining to the registration will be laid down by the GFA as they have done through their historic existing inter-village tournaments. Allotment for the teams will be decided by the tournament committee. It will be the sole discretion of the committee. And as I mentioned earlier, 12 players per team, 5 on the pitch, and 7 substitutes will be registered in a team. Yeah. Thank you for all for your time, and I would like personally to thank Singh Sports Ventures for taking this project and GFA and assisting him, and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Presley. I think whenever I'm hearing Bruno, Rohit Bab, Gavin, and Anthony conversing about your experiences in beach football, I think it makes us believe that obviously all the ingredients are pretty much there for us to go out and execute. And that's the confidence I think again I want to carry. Even in these tough times, people are telling me you're mad because you're going out and trying to arrange all of that in the COVID situation. I think this is an opportunity when the world is kind of waiting for things to get normal. I think we definitely have to work on the back end and hope that sooner or later that given due permissions for conducting the events and making sure that the travel restrictions and everything becomes a lot more easy. Now, this kind of brings us to the end. And before I actually ask Jovit Bab, who's been patiently, with us through the session, I think it's definitely important for us to hear certain remarks, feedback, queries, if any, from participants of this workshop. And in the meantime, let me also welcome Dominic Pereira, who joined a little earlier. I could kind of see him getting logged in earlier. He's a very, very important and critical and good person who loves football. So thank you, sir, for logging in. So if you can just raise your hand in case any queries around the technical aspect of it or whatever. And as I said, this is a workshop to make this format a lot better. So your feedback definitely is very, very important. Whatever we have arrived so far is based on feedback, observations, learnings, and experience that we've had so far. I think Winston had a query earlier. If we can go to him first. Winston, are you there? You can unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, Mr. Miranda.
Yeah, basically, I'm from Bangalore. We don't have the space. Our cities lack the space for 11-a-side games. So we have a lot of 5-a-side which is happening. And I was also thinking about beach soccer. We don't have a lot of rich kids who can actually afford boots and all that, or turf grounds. Yep. So can we use the same format in cities like Bangalore? And how do we get associated with the Beach Football Association?
So Winston, fair question. Let me just at the onset mention to you that right now the purview of this project is Goa, and that's why if you see it says Goa Beach Soccer. Having said that, we are very happy to have you. Obviously, we know beach soccer definitely has a lot of fans and supporters, and again, we are seeing that in Bangalore. I would direct this question to maybe Bruno. Bruno, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you?
I know. Yes, okay. See, beach soccer can be held at any place because over there, if Bangalore, they have a place around say 150 square meters place. They can put mud over there, and they can beach mud, and they can have beach soccer over there. It's not only we can have beach soccer at beaches only. It is feasible that the Bangalore part, wherever he can give a open space. If he has an open space around 100 square meters, or maybe 36, around say 50 square meters, he can have a beach soccer part over there, where we can put the beach soccer mud, and we can have the beach soccer. That is the way it is allowed to have. You can hear, Sugi?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No, I
so-
think fair point.
Yes.
Fair point. And Winston, just adding something to it before I let Gavin speak on this. It was very interesting for me when I was seeing the lineup in the World Cup 2019 beach soccer in Paraguay. So you had teams like Belarus, and ultimately Russia kind of was placed third. So it kind of gives you a little sense that even these countries which are definitely not known for massive coastlines or that kind of beach culture, they Japan for that matter, obviously with whatever climates that they have, they must have done something back in their structures. Devin?
Yeah, no, Gavin, I
Yes.
will say one thing, Suki, first. Suki, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, see, I had gone for that seminar in Kalakutra in Sri Lanka. So that time, you don't need only beaches to have beach soccer, but you can have anywhere in any part of the sea. If there are no beaches in, say, like in Bangalore, they can have a beach soccer ground in Bangalore in anywhere if they provide a place, and only the sand has to be put over there, and we can have beach soccer over there. Now it's the same thing in other parts of India, or like in other parts of the country. They don't have beach soccer beaches, but they have a place where they can have a beach soccer, and probably it will be the fine place to have mud over there, and they can have beach soccer over there. That is the fair deal by the AFC what they had given us in Kalakutra. Hello.
Devin?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. My answer to Winston. Winston, thank you very much for logging in. I'm very happy. This was a very relevant question. Of course, we will be very happy to assist. Northeast is also where some years back, Goan CEO was working for Royal Window, and he was interested in having a sand pit for Northeast, I mean Shillong, and if they can dream about it, I'm very happy that you're thinking about it. It's very easy. You need a very small place. You need a sand bed of around 12 inches. Sand bed if you have to put sand with sand over there. And many places in at the international level, it is not held on the beach. It is it is constructed in a small place where the beach sand is put. Coming back to your later part of your question is how do you associate? So there, FIFA is involved that we have to go to your state association. Having said that, the state right now is not equipped with all things. You can by having it, you can be the first one in Bangalore to have this. You can go like just how Mr. Singh is helping us to connect to GFA. You can be somebody over there connected to the Karnataka State Association, and you can start having tournaments over there by forming a pitch of your own. Yes, sir.
Right.
No, thank you, Bruno
Right, sir.
and
Right, sir.
Devin. I think relevant, and thank you again, Mr. Miranda, for kind of joining in, and a very relevant question.
Mr. Singh, just to add, the sand, does it have to be beach sand, or do I have the technical part of it, again, who do I contact and
No,
how do I get that
it
sorted
has
out?
to be beach sand because it has to be soft. And only
Okay,
beach sand will give you that softness. It cannot be a hard surface. So you'll have to
right.
find beach.
Yeah. Thank you,
Okay,
Winston. Thank you, Winston. Having said
thank
that,
you.
I've lived in Bangalore for some time, but today, if I compare Goa and Bangalore with all the fellow Goans on this group with me, I think the way you would enjoy beach soccer in Goa, you won't be able to enjoy it in Bangalore. But that's just on the lighter note. But yeah, if we have any other queries, but in the meantime, if I can just bring in Anthony to because when we started and we were just testing the group, I think he had a few interesting points. Anthony, if I can just bring you in just to kind of get your thoughts into this discussion. Anthony, if you can unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, it's yeah, you can hear.
Yeah, now please.
Okay, okay. It is nice to have this hymna, and it is good. All are interacting with each other, and we got a good knowledge of it. And it is our duty to pass it on where we have started. As I said rightly, in 2007 and 2009, we participate. We participated in these tournaments, and it was a great exposure and experience. The first time we are participating in your help, AFF help, and with GFA, it was nice to be with it. Okay, it's a simple thing. I need to get it on. See, we have got in Goa almost 15 to 18 international players in beach football. Okay, so if we come together and each of a player takes a team and start coaching, we can make almost 18 to 20 teams in Goa. Instead of going 6 or 4 coaches in one team or 3 coaches, we have to take one team with one player. We can share our experience with them, we can share our coaching with them. Still we know the coaching of German coach who has trained us for 20 days, and it was perfect, and the moves what he has done is still there in our minds. Even the players who have represented, they will have those moves, and we can share it these moves to our teams and to the players, and we can get a good exposure in Goa, and we can build up a good beach soccer teams in Goa, and we can organize a good tournament. Yeah, in this we can we have to do one thing, like we should have an interest in this beach soccer and supporting with the sponsors. It would have been better. All can come together. Yeah, and it's different. Like it's 11-a-side game, and beach soccer is different. Beach soccer is all standing football and tactical football. It is not running football. So we, with our experience, we can do better things in Goa, and we can serve India a lot of talent in beach soccer.
No, that's a very powerful kind of insight, and the again I keep on thinking about it. We believe that it's not us who are kind of inventing the sport; it's already existing. There are already participants involved. There are already people like you who've been committed to the sport and enjoyed that sport, and obviously you played for the country and brought laurels to the country. I think it's just about organizing our capabilities and our resources a little better. And I think now, thankfully, we have a lot of people
Yeah,
who are out there.
yeah. I just want to add one thing. If we are in JFA, we should form a committee of Goa in beach soccer or beach football committee, so that it should not get involved with GFA in football activities, because this has to be a different committee in GFA. It should not link to the executive committee of GFA. Then only we can do more better things in beach soccer, because we are all educated in beach soccer. We know what is beach soccer. So it should be beach GFA, but a different committee in beach soccer. You can just proceed these things. If it is well, fine, we can do a lot of things. Yeah, carry on.
I think fair enough. I think, as I said, it's a very powerful insight and a suggestion, especially on the ex-players, obviously. And I know a lot of you who definitely would go out of your way and support this cause. Regards to obviously, I am nobody to kind of really comment on behalf of GFA. But having said that, Andy, what has happened? My experiences even with Vedanta Women's League that we launched, I think somewhere or the other we have right set of people and right set of intentions. I think we've seen even that project kind of being very well supported by GFA. So my expectation, even when we create this, would be that yes, as you suggested, there definitely would be pretty much a committee, working committee that would take care of it. But again, the reason we were able to give 200 women footballers in the state and a chance to kind of go out and play was essentially because we collaborated with Goa Football Association. This structure format, might be a little different. But having said that, my confidence with GFA and its stakeholders currently is very, very high. And if Mr. Lopez has some remarks on this, I'll welcome him.
Yeah, thank you.
Jovidwab, anything you want to mention on this? Sir, you'll have to unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah. Am I audible now? Okay. I think the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And I think today we all have taken the very first step. Excellent. We need to focus on what is our second step. And I liked what Hamo said. You need manpower and maybe new hands, new people who will be totally devoted only maybe to beach soccer, and the formation of teams and the coaching. So if we can have the next webinar and we fine tune on this aspect, then I think we are proceeding on the right lines. The only thing is I do not know about this COVID-19, what is in store for all of us. We know that the tourism is opening, but we have to look into what will be the standard operating procedures. So once we know that, it may take a little time, but I think we can take the second step and fine tune about the teams and the participation and the coaching aspect. That's all what I need to share with you at this moment.
I think very valid point. As you said, sir, the step number one essentially was to kind of really understand the larger concept and get people's feedback, and basically leverage on the expertise that already exists. Step two, as you said, it will give us a lot more clarity in terms of what are the things that we need to now start looking at from organization point of view. I'm a big believer that I cannot ignore grassroots and the base of pyramid that we highlighted. For that, even if we have to spend like 3 months working on it, we will do that before we are ready with the elite competition. And as you said, sir, the COVID situation, I hope sooner or later kind of it becomes a little flexible. Having said that, most of our participation would be within Goa, and thankfully we don't have to operate out of stadiums. So we will also work with the Department of Tourism just to understand within the beaches what would be the socially distanced, acceptable way or format of operating on this. Thankfully, we don't have to go into a stadium and all that. So we'll see if something conducive can be developed. And you're right, sir. I think we need to follow it up with another good discussion and very detailed one. I think we will prepare ourselves for that. If any of you have any queries, I think we would take that. we have obviously, accomplished players like Denzel. Denzel, you want to kind of have, because obviously you played 11-a-side, but I'm sure some part of your life you've gone to the beaches, just played football for fun and fitness.
Good afternoon, everyone. It was really interesting topic going on over here, and I'm really happy that Singh Sports Ventures, along with GFA, is taking this initiative to go forward with this plan. And with all the legends here, with Bruno Coutinho, Anthony Camo, Gavin, and all you people here, along with Ellington, with the vast experience that he's played in 3 World Cups and being champion there. I think it's a very good way forward for beach soccer. Being a professional player in my playing days, I think beach so training on beach has played a big role in my life, especially in the pre-seasons. I'm sure Gavin, Anthony, Bruno will definitely agree with me with this, because I think the 2 months or 1 month of pre-season has definitely taken me or my team the entire season. Most of the Goan clubs were looking in the monsoon to practice on the beaches. So I think, yes, the youngsters, today's generation, who just go on the beach and see beach soccer as fun, can actually make a career out of it. So it's a very good initiative taken by Singh Sports Ventures and hello, yeah, Singh Sports Ventures, as well as with the help of GFA. That's it. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so I gather that there are no more raised hands, but I'm sure Presley was very articulate enough, even on the technical side. Kevin definitely threw a lot of light on the organizational front. But we do see, our friends Kaitan, Dominic Pereira, as I said, joined. Oswald, I am seeing Osvaldo. Obviously, love him for his passion for the game. So good to see Osvaldo. But I gather that there aren't any other questions. And finally, we have Genevieve also. Colosso, as I said, I know this lady for a long time. And yeah, Genevieve, before we go to Anthony, who's just raised his hand, if we can just get your thoughts on this workshop.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I know, like everyone keeps saying, it's very interesting and it's something that we are looking forward to. So from the federation side of it, I know I've spoken to Suki detailed, and we're looking for more coach development, referee development. So as soon as everything gets on track, that's number 1 point that we're going to look forward to. So have a good afternoon, and I think that's all from me.
Appreciate Genevieve, and you're right. I think our conversation so far has been about the technical side of it. Event, I think we have very good people to kind of really, but there's some bit of knowledge transfer that definitely could help from All India Football Federation side.
That's right.
Thank you for that. Anthony, I think you raised your hand. Anthony, you have any?
Yeah, I just want to say something like, okay, now we have come to a good conversation and good meeting of it, but we should not stop. We should carry on all these things and come back faster so that it is not too late.
Anthony, I'll just use a bit of Hindi if all of you. So as I said, COVID definitely is a testing time, but thankfully, fortunately, all the other priorities that we had with national games and the other projects, they have a pushback. So even my wife is saying, go out and do something more, and that something more for me is a beach soccer project. I think yes, we'll definitely do a good follow up on this. Okay, so I think this brings us to the end of a very fruitful and a very engaging session. From my side, definitely all appreciation for everybody on this group, and then obviously the legends of the game, accomplished players who kind of came and joined in. Ellington, again, very big thank you to you from our side. for joining us. I'll now pass it on to Mr. Jovit Lokesh again for a formal vote of thanks and his closing remarks, please.
Thank you very much. All is well that ends well, and I think I have only one special request to Genevieve to pursue this beach soccer as far as referees development is concerned, especially more vigorously, because we need their support, which I am sure it is forthcoming, and she is quite capable of taking us to the next step. We need to sit together to find out what goes into the second part of our program. The first part is known to everyone. The second part will be more interesting because we also have to fine tune as far as the participating players and the teams. We need to know which teams will be participating, and as you said, it will be the inter-village format, or if that has to be changed or something innovative has to be done on that, we'll have to see. We need to meet, and you can fix a meeting so that we know what is coming in phase 2. Phase 1 is over, and it has been an excellent participation from everybody, and we have initiated. Now let us keep up the tempo, and we should have the next meeting, and I am sure Hambo is there. He's all smiles. I can see him.
I'm ready.
The most progressive coaches that I have seen. Caetano is there also. Gavin is there. Presley is the first time I am watching him. But there will be so many. Franco is there also. I think if they could come up with little suggestions on the teams, players, and the others on Genevieve will have a bigger role as far as the referees development and coaches development. If we can have some workshops immediately, because we need good referees. and everybody has been saying that the quality of refereeing, as far as I am concerned, in our GFA tournaments, nobody seems to be very, very happy with the standard of refereeing. So which are the key areas that need to be focused now? Area number 1, number 2, number 3, and allot the duties to different people, and let us look for new people, for new blood, so that they have plenty of energy which can be channelized for the entire program. To each and every one of you who have participated, you can rest assured that the GFA will always support you. I got a call from our senior vice president, Mr. Lavinio Pereira, Rebello, and he told me to share with you that he is with you all, and he is ready to meet. The only thing is he works in the mornings. He is the physical education director. So he says you can have fixed these meetings in the afternoon. He will be most willing to come share, and let us take it ahead. What is plan number 2 and when it is going to happen? It is back to Suki, and I congratulate Suki for the excellent step. And I think we are moving in the right direction, because all of us have only one goal: to promote, to develop beach soccer in India, and especially in Goa. We have got stalwarts who have participated at the international levels. And I'm a novice in this. So you have Hambo. I call him Hambo because he's a pillar. So let us make him a super pillar of this program, along with another pillar that I know is Caetano Pinho and Gavin. Gavin is the one who has got lots of things in store in his mind. He doesn't express like us, but he's a little shy. But these are the power sources that Suki you need to exploit, and give a lot of them their duties, so that maybe in the next 10 to 15 days, we have the second webinar. Let's go ahead. Full support from the Goa Football Association. Thank you very much. Deo bare karo, soglang tumka.
Thank you, everybody. Deo bare karo. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully the COVID situation will get better and better for us. Thank you, everybody, again.
Suki.
Yes, sir.
Suki. The last message.
Yes.
Ok? Eu queria aproveitar o que o Bruno falou sobre a oportunidade de construir estádios que não precisa ser na praia.
He would like to say, complementing what Bruno said about the stadiums, the pitch, not being built only on the beach, but also in another cities or in another places.
Isso é um grande passo para o profissionalismo.
It's a huge step to this sport to be professional.
Porque dá oportunidade para crianças
because bring opportunities to the kids
que têm o sonho de jogar futebol ou o próprio cricket.
That they have the dream to play soccer or even cricket.
E infelizmente nem todos vão conseguir jogar.
But unfortunately, not everyone will be able to play, and so beach soccer could be another opportunity to these kids to see there is a lot to do in this sport.
Essa é a minha última mensagem, por oportunidade para as crianças realizarem sonhos.
So it's the last message. Ellington has this feeling to bring these opportunities to the kids to play beach soccer and represent their country, and that's it. Sorry, I'm not able to explain so well in English, but you know, that's it.
No, this is wonderful, my friend. I think what you made, the statement that you made at last, I think that's very, very important, and that's the sentiment we started off with, saying that you have beaches, you have people coming in and playing. Only thing we are doing with this initiative is just organizing it for them so that they can look forward to develop. Otherwise, the passion, the skill, the participation is all there. And what you see in this particular group, everybody already has contributed a lot to the game. They're just trying to kind of put together. It's just, we are just trying to build the house. Foundation is there. We're just building the house. Thank you so much, Ellington, for waking up a little early, and both of you for that matter. And we'll definitely keep you updated, and we'll have to kind of bring you back for more detailed discussion. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. Stay safe.